Be the best. Look, this is the intro.
You'll be coming by here just any moment now. I can feel it in my bones. I just can't wait to get.
I'm telling you, this might be it, man. I know I keep saying it, but what up? Let me explain. I've been saying rich Americans, the systemic oppressors. Anyway, what I learned as a kid in the 80s, rich folks don't spend their own money. You know, stupid people spend their own money, and then some people you got to, I did, but I had a good plan. If it wasn't for them sabotaging me, I'd have, I don't know, maybe 100 houses by now that, and they still have a shortage on Section 8. So every city, there's a list, 3-year waiting list. Like if you 19-year-old, you just pregnant or just had your baby, it's going to take you 3 years to get a house, you know. So they need landlords. Like I said, I used to go to, anyway, that was just my business plan back in 03, 02. And like I said, I bought the house in 05. But the you don't invest your own money, but like I said, that's what they got mad about. I thought of, I'm smart. So I thought of a way around it. And see, there ain't no rules. So they get mad because I didn't have to do it their way. So somehow I'm jumping the line. And that's how you know they're atheists or devil worshippers. Because if God gave me the brains to think of a way around your bullshit, pay your dues. I paid my dues. I went in the military. I had all types of jobs when I was in high school and, hustling. So why I gotta, wait my turn? And, all these old folks, they always mad because I got more money than them. And, there was no jumping the line. I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. You don't get the jump. I got a lot, what you would call a good old boys club, but not because I was a do boy or a sellout. You tell my mouth. Well, you think I got, I had my mouth, like I said, I fit right in, coming from gangland in Birmingham to the 82nd. I'm not saying they're thugs, but in the 82nd, they're white guys from somewhere in Minnesota or somewhere. But yeah, so I got the treatment of getting put in all the classes because I would finish first. Meaning, we all finished the same time, meaning graduate at the head of the class, but, or whatever. And this ain't no Joe Biden shit, because y'all know it, because y'all made fun of my little certificates. I just happened to put them up. I'm like, what are they supposed to give you? A graduate's degree? No, it was a 3-week or 4-week course in combat, this and that. So what you gonna get? You think I'm gonna get a degree? No, you get a fucking, that's what. But anyway, so I think I said it on video. The money's running out. They can't keep paying, and I'll tell you who they is in a moment. I'm purposely doing it this way. The celebrities, LeBron, all of them, they can't. Cardi B's, and I didn't even know it was that bad. But I knew something. That's what I'm saying. I knew it was right, but I have to do something else about her. Another video rather that explained how I know she ain't sell no records. She never even really put out a record. If she put it out now, it's recently, but she only had mixtapes. I didn't even know that because I didn't pay attention. And they trying to pump her up. Remember, she had an interview with Joe Biden, before the election and what we want. And bitch, you don't speak for black people. You don't even speak for rappers. You don't even speak for your own Puerto Rican or where the fuck you are. I'm from New York City. My best homies for first grade, second grade, third grade, Puerto Rican dudes. Be over their house. Hell, don't get me started about 1984 and Transformers. Hell, they Dominican Republic. I'm all, like I said, look, we all in their house. That's why I first saw Cheech and Chong. They had Cheech and Chong, my Dominican homies. They had Cheech and Chong tapes, and we were watching. We sneak and watching. But so I don't want to hear that shit. I'm talking shit about Cardi B because she's Puerto Rican. It's like, nah, that ain't got nothing to do with it. She can't rap. Yeah, I love Fat Joe, but that's don't. But I always hear that shit. I knew they was they. That's what I'm saying. They just put somebody who would do anything to get famous and pump them up, and even the all these fake woke people out here don't even buy her shit. You know, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion or whatever, all of them. They'll have some white chick on her own person, an actress, a white actress on her personal Instagram dancing to, you know, Cardi B, you know, that's supposed to be women power or some shit like that. And it still don't pump up the sales. But anyway, the people that's behind this are going broke, trying to take over the world. And I knew it. I knew they was going to run because nobody wants to, all the smart people in every country, even the poor people, third world countries, I bet they don't want to be communists. They see what Venezuela had, all that money from all that oil. People are starving. Cuba, all that fucked up. And so they spent all this money. This guy is a financial channel, but it was in my recommendations this morning. This video is new. And technically, if you listen and you got some money, you might need to watch this video too and try to, because this is what they look for. People, matter of fact, this is like what they say why they did September 11th, because it collapses the global economy and you could buy up all the stocks and just keep them. So this is what he's talking about. This is what he's really signaling. But I, you know, with all my experience with gang stalking and now knowing who's part of the, not just the German Klaus Schwab, but the Chinese, the communists, that's what this is about, this video. Basically, their biggest, and China is a communist country, so their biggest company has just failed. And it's not about to fail. This is not, it could, or it's looming. It's about, nah, it's happened. It's done. They're done. So that means all that money, y'all, even all the way, that's why I said down to the street level, the regular people that drive by here and run by here, the money, I said it, the money, and I wasn't being funny. I promise you, I wasn't, oh, y'all been mean to me and spying. I didn't, you know, I don't give a fuck. I think that shit funny. You watching me naked and shit like that, I think that shit's hilarious. But, shit. But I was, like I said it millions of times, standing right here, even since I've been here. I'm the only one that really care. I do. As I told y'all gonna have to find a way to make money, a real way, like we did when we was teenagers, 12 years old, already trying to figure out how to make money. We wasn't worried about racing. Nobody told me that in 1986. Oh, the race is gonna get you. And my folks from Alabama, but they, you know, up in New York, so they none of them, and we still have got relatives. Obviously, that's why we moved back down south. I ain't hear nothing about the 60s and 50s, you know, none of that. When I moved down south, none of that shit. Racism, the white folk, none of this. Nobody, y'all got to be careful. You know, when I'm 17, the race is gonna get you. Nothing. Only thing was niggas killing niggas, and don't, you know, drink or whatever, something like that. Yeah, normal stuff. Nothing about race, all this shit that they done made up. We just trying to get some money. Money, that's all it was supposed to be about. It ain't no worship money, because, you know, all of us had to go to Sunday school our whole lives until you got like 15, 16, and you can stop going. But ain't no worshiping money, worshiping mammon, none of that shit. But here it is.
Now, like I talked about in my previous, ladies and gentlemen, it just happened hours ago. China's Lehman moment.
This video 2 hours ago, and see, it just happened. This is a fact. They had to file the papers are filed. Everything is going under. Now he's, like I said, he's talking about it's going to be for people investing in anything. It's a real estate developer, but they're huge, all global. Chinese, you know, China. They tried to own everything. They tried to take it. That's what I was saying. You can't keep putting money in something that ain't paying back. Remember I said they was the Black Lives Matter, all that shit. Don't you see? It's not. They got their money. Them girls, the founders, and a few higher ups, they got their money, and they dipped. And the rest of us, we told y'all, they're not gonna keep smart people, the ones y'all call the oppressors. What we learned from them as kids, I used to hear the black folks, the older black, they pulling their money out if it don't make a return. You know, that's what, before you start investing, you got to learn you might not make no money. There's a chance you lose everything. So that's why you only invest what you can. Just like gambling, you go to Vegas, you only supposed to take what you can afford to lose. You know, you might have saved up all year, and you take $3,000 for the weekend, but that was, you ain't taking your rent money. You just taking some money, and you might hit. You might only hit and win a couple of hundred, but that was the point. You just wanted to go have fun. Investing in something serious, you still might lose your money. And you know this guy's a gang stalker. I know it. I told you. He's not. He's acting. He saw him on the phone. He's acting like he's lost. That he's turning around. I told you. I knew he was a gang stalker. He's acting. Yeah. He's on the phone. He might be coming. No. He's acting like he's lost. Yeah. He's on the phone. He's a gang stalker. I wanted to get his face. Make sure y'all saw his face. So he's acting. Yeah. Yeah. He. That wasn't random. They sent him. They sent him. And yeah, as usual, it's a black dude. That's what I'm saying. Nasty ass nigga. That's why black folks can't make it nowhere. As soon as a nigga start making some money, they hate. They hate. Nasty ass nigga. Jealous ass nigga. But see, that's what I'm saying. That's the lie. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, he's a hoe. Women of all races act like that. Why they got black men got to act like petty, catty women? White men don't do that to each other. That's what y'all talk about. White folks help each other. Exactly. Why we can't? And you ain't got to help us. You just got to not sabotage us and stab us in the back and hate on us. We don't even want to be your friend. But you ain't got to goddamn work with the government to hold us. You know, that's how Malcolm X got killed. House niggas. And you saw it live. You can say he would just know. You know how many videos I made. He got gay ass, bitch ass nigga. You know, yeah, he act like he on the phone. Yo, he's lost. Get the fuck out of here. Your GPS ain't tell you to turn. Even if you never been here, your GPS would have told you to turn. So you don't need directions from whoever you're delivering to. When I first moved here, when I went and got the key from the rent people, I found this place no problem. I ain't go past it, you know. And then you go and get the key, and the only thing I did, I went to the middle door. You know, I went right there, and this is number 3. I don't know why it's like, it said number 3, but it didn't have the numbers. He just put them numbers. You saw when they repainted this shit. But it said, like, no way you got lost, bitch. Like I said, I only been here 3 years, and the GPS, at least coming around this shit is well mapped out. But anyway, back to this shit. Yeah, so they mad. They don't want the truth to get out. See what I'm saying? And like I said, this video really is about making money, investing. That's what he's talking about. It's about to be a global collapse because of these Chinese folks spent all their money and not reinvesting it. They just kept giving it away, trying to get people to want to be. That's my opinion. He don't say that because he's not on that type of shit. But there's a reason they put it in my recommendation, because the algorithm goes by what you look at. So if all my videos that I watch, political, this and that, but a little bit about money too. But that's what I'm saying. He just put this out this morning.
A global financial crisis. But ladies and gentlemen, guess what? That's just the tip of the iceberg. There is much, much more going on in China that's going to have massive, massive consequences for us throughout the world, especially here here in Australia, but also the US as well. So everyone, what just happened with Evergrande? How bad is it in China? And what does this mean for all of us? And how can we prepare or even profit from this situation? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to get into in today's video. So let's not waste any time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get straight into the news, the facts, and the data. Well, look at this, everyone. Like I said, it has officially begun. Investors fear China's Lehman moment is looming. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's no longer looming. It's right at our doorstep. Because look at this, everyone. This is absolutely massive. I cannot emphasize enough how bad this situation really is and what this is going to mean for the global economy. Look, China's property giant Evergrande files for...
And you know, Democrats love experts. This guy's an expert. Remember Dr. Fauci, follow the science. This ain't science, but he's a financial, I would say, scientist. He's an expert. Listen to, they're the ones who made that phrase of listen to the experts. He's an expert. When you go to a financial advisor, he got his whole name. His channel is his name, his credentials. So he's an actual, he does advertising. Before y'all say, well, I bet, he does advertise for his services. But what's wrong with that? I don't understand why that's a problem. Doesn't mean he's not, good. Because actually, when you advertise on YouTube, you can't cut off your comments section, because you cut off your comments, nobody really gonna fuck with you. So you go through his comments and you see a whole bunch of people saying, oh, this guy ganked me. This guy, he didn't do what he said he was gonna do. And, you gonna get ruined. But anyway, let me pay the rest.
Bankruptcy protection in Manhattan Court. But people, what I'm about to reveal may shock you. It's actually much worse than this. Now, for all of those of you that haven't been following this Evergrande saga for the past 2 years and don't know who they are, well, they're the largest developer, or one of the largest developers.
And see, I ain't heard of this shit till just now. That's why my first thought is communist, woke shit. All that woke shit, woke movies, all that shit might end, because they were just pouring their money, and all them woke movies became flops. Remember, everybody, they ruined this and that. They ruined this movie because nobody wanted to see woke movies, or Black Spider-Man, or Black Cinderella, or whatever the fuck. And they tried to, they had the people watching it with black kids with their black daughter, or a mixed couple watching it with their biracial daughter. Oh yeah, she looks like me, mama. Like, bitch, ain't no, y'all paid that little girl to say that. She don't care. You just gave her a Barbie doll house and she happy. And matter of fact, yeah, they probably had to bribe the little daughter with something that they don't like. Something, remember the girls ain't supposed to, because Barbie brainwashes them to grow up to be a woman. So they probably had to bribe her to say, oh, I love this new Disney movie with Barbie dolls. Because they're hypocrites. They know what they're doing. They know that nobody really likes that woke shit. Little kids don't like it. But anyway,
should I say, were one of the largest developers in China, and they had over $300 billion in liabilities. This has caused contagion throughout the whole property market in China, and especially with developers, and has caused a real estate market collapse, especially with developers and builders. But China's been trying to cover it up. But now that foreign investors aren't getting paid, well, don't listen to the data that China's putting out, because we can't trust that at all. Simply follow the money. Because again, the world's most indebted property developer defaulted in 2021 and announced an offshore debt restructuring program in March. Trading of Evergrande shares has been suspended since March 2022. Now, for those of you that don't know what Chapter 15 bankruptcy is, it's protection that allows a US bankruptcy court to intervene in cross-border insolvency case involving foreign companies that are undergoing restructuring from creditors. It aims to protect the debtor's assets and facilitate the restructure of a business that are in financial trouble. But again, people, it's not just Evergrande, and this is having massive domino effects. TNG Holdings, an affiliate of Evergrande, and its subsidiary Scenery Journey, also filed for Chapter 15 protection in Manhattan Bankruptcy Court, according to the filing. So okay, we do know this is China's Lehman Brothers moment, but how bad exactly will it get? How can we prepare for this economic hurricane that's about to hit? Well, first things first, is going to cause a property sector fallout. Now again, like I said, China has the biggest property market in the world. It's even higher than the US, so we're all going to feel this. So Evergrande's filing comes amid contagion fears that China's property sector could spill over to other parts of the economy, which has already seen flatlining growth. Now, like I talked about in my previous video, Country Garden, which used to be one of China's largest developers, struggled to make coupon payments on US dollar-denominated bonds and issued a profit warning. So you're starting to see how interconnected the global economy is, everyone. And remember, what did BlackRock just do? They've been investing heavily in China over the past few years, so they're definitely going to take a hit for this, and also US investors as well. The firm is also suspected.
That's a good thing. That's God right there. Oh, you investing in them communists instead of exactly all them woke company. BlackRock's that military company, ever since the second Desert Storm 2001 September. That's when we all start hearing about BlackRock. The contractors, dumbass Democrats, George Bush, the career politicians, Mitch McConnell, he's another Republican. All them motherfuckers, see, it's like Trump tried to tell you, this shit, y'all. And he is the one who went and exposed all that shit. He said they took all, and it's like I said, it's like if somebody took your money out of your house and put it in somebody else's house. So they took it from our country, all the outsourcing, and he showed us all the new roads in China. He went over there, and I guess they didn't know what he was doing because at that time he wasn't president. And he said that they're brand new bridges, brand new with American money that the Korea politicians, the rhinos and the Democrats gave, and y'all keep whining. They even call it systemic. In some like Detroit, how the roads are so bad and da 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 da. It's systemic racism, and we're like, Detroit is run by Democrats. What are you talking about? So how can you can't have it both ways? They got Detroit, with all these bad cities run by black Democrats, white Democrats, whatever. So how is this systemic racism? The roads ain't fixed and da 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 da. And Trump, like he said, I would be mad too. I mean, we're mad. You're supposed to be mad. Our money, taxpayer money, whatever, is gone over there to build up their country. And these motherfuckers, they take a little kickback. So yeah, they good. They happy. They moved out the hood. Exactly. Them Detroit pilot, all of them. The steel mills, wherever in Philadelphia. I mean Pennsylvania, Birmingham. Like I said, I grew up with people that worked at U.S. Steel, or their dads or whatever worked at U.S. Steel. But by the time I got out the Army, U.S. Steel basically closed down in Fairfield, about 15 minutes from my house. Niggas would make it, could make big money in Alabama, in Birmingham. That's big money. You working at U.S. Steel. Some you thought would never go away, but they purposely sent to China for kickbacks. So they rich. The Democrat mayor and city, all them motherfuckers or whatever, and the U.S. Steel executives, they rich, but everybody else fucked. And you get cheap China steel because they ain't got the USA standards, and that's a fact. See, that's what I'm saying. They try to saying stuff like I just said, the cheap steel or whatever, meaning not just cheap, like, cheap price, but cheap, not good quality, is racism. That was, Trump racist. And I tried to tell y'all niggas, that is not racism. I'm like, I don't know how y'all grew up, what type of black elders you had, but back in the day, they didn't like cheap shit. The cheap stick, your stuff fall apart, your car is cheap, whatever, all that stuff. And we tried to tell you this, that I'm like, God, but see, I knew that y'all knew y'all were getting paid. And that's what the joke we were talking about when I found out what this program was, gang stalking. Y'all really wasn't, a lot of y'all ain't getting paid a lot. You getting a gift certificate or whatever. Y'all still don't have. I'm like, no, you would have to do it. I still wouldn't have did it, but I'm like, no, you gotta give me my own house, a car. To betray your country, that's what I'm saying. Maybe at first y'all didn't know it was treason, but it's like now y'all, I mean, but y'all so low on the totem pole, nothing gonna happen to y'all. The money just gonna go away. You guys gonna have to really get a job or go to school or something. But I'm just saying, me, no, especially to like be higher up and rise through the ranks. No, B, you got to give me way more than that. It's just like if you selling dope, you know, you don't take penitentiary chances, and you just making $500 a week. You might as well get a job. I'm talking about after everything, you know, after, yeah, exactly, because all the stress you got, you know, worried about going to prison. You might go to prison for 20 years, and you just making $500 a week after whatever. You might as well just pay taxes and after cut and make $500. It's less, way less stress.
Spending trading in at least 10.
Now, if you moving big dope, yeah, hey, because matter of fact, you moving big dope, you ain't even gonna go to state prison. You don't go to federal prison, and if you, like we all know the rules, you don't keep your guns where your dope at. So when they kick in your door, you don't get no enhancement. So you just go for 3 years. The dummy that was only making 300, 400, or even $1,000 a week, he going to state prison for 20 years. You going where the white collar criminals go, because you was selling hundreds of thousands trafficking dope. So when you ain't had no weapons in the house, you got 3 years at Club Fed. Minimum security, not, you know, maximum Fed security. If you got all them guns, you go to maximum security. Now you fucked. But
Its mainland China traded yuan bonds, according to Reuters. Now, why we should be so worried about this is because if China's economy starts to crash and the yuan keeps on
now, see, I
crashing,
haven't even got to this point. Now, I do sound happy, but like I said, this is, you have to go through this to get rid of it. Remember I was saying yesterday or day before yesterday, like they say, it's always darkest for the light. You know, we got to go through this to get rid of the communist cancer. This is the leukemia. That's why, you know, like them sick Christian black folks, you know, they be at the church celebrating. Why are you celebrating? You sick? Because they know they're gonna get better.
Forced to sell U.S. government bonds and treasuries to buy up their currency.
Oh yeah, another old thing, you know, us kids who had to go to Sunday school ever since you was like 4, or probably before you was even known you as a person. You know, if you ain't getting punished, that means God don't love you. So if you getting away with everything, that's a bad thing. You fucked. So I mean, enjoy it. That's why I said you better be enjoying it. And I'm not. That's not a jealousy or a threat. Wouldn't be me. That's a wouldn't be me thing. Now, anyway, so that's another thing.
And also try to save their economy. And guess who's the second largest holder of US treasuries and bonds? That's right, China. Look at this chart here. We can see Japan is the biggest holder. They have 1.1 trillion, but China comes in second at 868 billion. Now, I don't know if you've been watching the bond market lately, but it's been tanking and tanking hard. And what caused the stock market crash in October 2022? Well, it was when the 10-year US Treasury yield hit its peak of 4.4%. And I think if the 10-year US Treasury yield hits 4.5%, we're going to see another stock market crash, or at least a correction, because the returns are going to be decent with the 10-year US Treasury going positive if inflation falls. But that's not all. What happens when your credit rating gets worse? Well, you have to pay higher interest. What just happened for the US government? They got their credit rating downgraded. What's about to happen for a lot of major US banks? Well, they could also possibly face a credit downgrading as well. So we're going to see yields on the 10 US Treasury continue to rise. And remember, it's not so important what the Federal Reserve does with interest rates, it's more about what happens with the bond market. The Federal Reserve could not lift interest rates at all, but if the 10-year US Treasury goes from 4.3%,
he was looking at me. I don't know what that. Oh, that's a dog. My fault.
Stock market correction.
That's a damn dog. I'm sorry. I thought that was. Cause all I saw was the little ears. You know, I got bad eyes, even though I got my glasses on. There's you know, these are bifocals. I wear bifocals. I can't see. It look like ponytails. I was just talking about mixed children. I thought that white guy. You know how these. You know, like I said, it's safe for me to make an assumption like that. That they would send the guy riding by with his little half black daughter, but it was a dog. It was a little dog. I thought it was because you sort of, if y'all was, you know, whatever. Earlier, they sent the truck driver to make noise.
So, okay, we know China's real estate market is in big trouble, but do you know what else is in trouble? China's banks. And when you combine China's real estate market and their banking sector, well, that's nearly half of their GDP. So if these two industries go down, China's economy is going to completely collapse. Because look at this, everyone. Again, this is not me trying to be dramatic. I want you to know how serious this situation is. Chinese banks challenged as economy wobbles and property market woes mount. Because what you have to know about in China is they have a huge shadow bank.
Oh, another thing, not a disclaimer because we have nothing to disclaim. Another woke thing, I want y'all to not worry about people saying when we start laughing at the people who are suffering, it's no, they're another human being, they're another American. No, I say they should be excommunicated from the country. Nah, this ain't about being cool. You literally tried to kill us. They wanted to kill Americans, homegrown terrorists. That's why I don't care what y'all ain't from the hood. I know what they wanted to do. I don't have, you wasn't in every, I wasn't in no meeting with these BLM Democrats. They're treason. So laughing at them is the least we can do because they're going to get away with everything just about. But I'm telling you, this is the end. So don't let people tell you not to laugh at them or feel sorry. They need to be in prison, facing the gallows or something. But anyway, I just had to say that.
Industry worth $2.7 trillion, like I went over in my previous video, and this industry is facing collapse as well. So China Construction Bank Corp, Bank of Communications Co, and China Merchants Bank Co may face heavier provision burdens in the second half of 2023 and early 2024, after the developer Country Garden Holdings Co failed to pay dollar bonds on time. So what you have to know is it's not just foreign investors aren't getting paid, also their domestic investors, and more importantly their domestic banks, they're not getting paid either. So again, this is why you can't believe these reports that are coming out of China saying their GDP is booming 5-6%. It is not happening, people. Look at the money, follow the money, and you'll find the truth. And what did I say earlier? BlackRock's been an investor. Well, global investors including BlackRock Inc. and Alliance SE have recent exposure to bonds as well. Now, if you've been living under a rock, or should I say a BlackRock, and you don't know who they are, well, they're the biggest hedge fund in the world with over $10 trillion in assets. So if they take a big hit, we're all going to feel it. The banks also face scrutiny after embattled shadow bank Zongrong International Trust Co., I guess they lost their trust here, missed payments on dozens of products and plan to restructure debt. The liquidity challenges underscore how property sector troubles and the weak economy are gripping the financial sector. But guess what? There's about to be a lot more pain coming. So exposure to local government financing vehicles and a deflationary economy is compounding the pressure. And I know what you're thinking, wow, Michael, that's pretty bad. It couldn't possibly get any worse than this. Well, unfortunately for China, it just did. They just got dealt a massive blow that is going to hinder their growth for decades. So look at this, everyone. Biden bans range of US high-tech investments in China, citing national security risks. So make no mistake, everyone, the West is in a cold and economic war with China, and it's going to absolutely cripple their economy. But just like putting sanctions on Russia, we're going to feel the consequences as well. Even though I think it's a great thing to de-risk from China, what this could cause is a lot of companies leaving China, and they're going to have to go to more expensive alternatives for their manufacturing, or at least it's going to be very costly for these firms to rebuild in another country, maybe for example like India or Vietnam, etc. Because what you have to know is the only reason why the global economy has been doing okay over the past few decades is because the great, what they called economic miracle, which may turn out to be an economic scam of China. They've created huge immense wealth of trillions and trillions of dollars, and they've been splashing their cash around the world.
They're reaping what they sow. I know y'all probably think this guy is boring, but I find it extremely exciting. And also, I'm gonna have to watch it again and actually see what his advice is. You didn't seen, like I said, I'm really trying to listen and see what he's gonna recommend. But he's probably gonna try to sell something at the end. Buy my course. But I don't know. But he's telling the truth. He's giving away a lot of stuff for free. because that right there, the Black Rock people, they're reaping what they sowed, and you can know them by their fruits. That's what they planted. They planted them evil seeds, and I don't know why they thought, but they're devil worshippers. They did all the yeah they planted them evil seeds, and they killed all them folks and babies and abortions and poured the blood on them seeds and expected to grow roses, but instead they growing some kind of demon weed, and they smoked it, I guess. Oh, another last thing. Well, not another one last thing rather. They they changed the. I ain't been on here in I don't know how long, but they changed the little job thing. That's how long I ain't been on here. They redesigned their thing. I don't know, but I don't. I thought maybe that was something. Let me see what the hell is this. Oh, this is all week long. What the hell? Oh, this way up. $16 an hour, but it's 17. Oh, I can't do this. My damn. I would have to get my brakes fixed, and I got the money, but I ain't finna do it. I can't do that. It's 16 miles one way. Not with them brakes. I knew they was bad. Inducting and handling hand pallet jacks. Oh yeah, I know what that is. That's warehousing. That's, it's pretty easy. Well, for me, it would be for any of us. But anyway, I thought they had. But that means that since they changed the app, and again, that's another safe. That was a safe assumption for me to make that they changed the app so they can have more control of who sees what jobs. But uh, you know, but still, that's only one job. Like I said, it used to be there would be job after job after job after job, so many that you could pick and choose and be snobbish. But that's again what we're talking about. Everything for everybody is like they said. I don't know. Maybe it's finna be worse. But like I said, see the little white folks, they're still happy. The white Democrats who love Biden, they still just riding their bikes, working from home, doing some kind of computer shit. But their money might be finna run out too. Who knows? You might stop seeing them so happy riding bikes and oh Biden, we just love Obama and Biden. Like they say, they got proof Obama's still pulling the strings right now. This is like his third presidency. And it's not us just can't get Biden out. I mean, Biden. We can't get Biden out our head. It's the proof. That's what I said. It's not just stuff they say about Trump, just lies. We have proof. All they have is stupid shit. It's like I said, they never learn. If you want to shut people up, you just do a good job, and they can't say nothing about you. Instead, they scream racism because they're always late or they're not doing a good job. So, but we'll see. Well, ain't no we'll see. Well, we'll see with the fallout from this China thing. We'll see what the fuck is how bad or how I don't know. But I'm gonna watch the video again though and see what the hell. Because if he's doing that video, he's trying to say, get your money ready to invest in something. Because when there's just like that's why some of them they even made movies about it. That's why they did September 11th to crash the markets. Not just go to war and get the oil, but to crash the markets and you can invest. And see, we ain't know nothing about it. I think I was only about, well, I had just got out of the military. I was only mad because I got hurt before the war and missed it. It's like being on an NFL team and getting hurt during off season and missing it. And your team go to the Super Bowl. It's like, damn, I know the 82nd going first. Yeah, I was on the best team. And fucked myself up in the off season. I was pissed, but I ain't even think about investing like this. Damn, you should invest. Fuck all that shit. You know, you need to learn how to invest. But I guess I won't miss this chance because he just made that video 3 hours ago. I'm finna go study something, find out for real. I suggest y'all do the same.